Hey guys, it's Gary. It's time for a new legal tip on reinstating a canceled contract. I've noticed more and more that this is happening in our market. I don't know why, but it seems that buyers and sellers get sideways really quick. Somebody terminates a contract properly under the contract. Maybe they cancel it during due diligence or financing contingencies or whatever. And then the parties get back together and renegotiate and decide they want to bring the contract back. And so the agent smartly reaches out to us and goes, okay, well, this contract was terminated. Now we're back on. What do we need to do? You can't just start that contract again. I mean, it's dead. Once it's terminated, it's terminated. You can't just say by email, it's alive, so let's move forward. So there's one of two ways that it can be handled. One is that you basically take the contract and rewrite a new contract, and you have a second contract. That contract's terminated, so it's gone, and now we just enter into a new written contract. The problem you may have with that, though, is once you do that, is that the ratification in the contract triggers certain things, such as a 5-day duty to apply for financing, perhaps, or maybe or a due diligence period and things of that nature, which may already have been done. We may have already been down to the end of the closing, and so we don't want to restart all of those dates. And so redoing another contract might not be the best way to do it. So the second way is to do an addendum. And basically the addendum would be stating the facts that the parties had previously entered a contract dated August 1st, whereas the parties properly terminated the contract and today have decided to reinstate the contract. And so by this addendum here, the parties hereby agree that the contract is back in full force. And then you could put with the exception of, or with the following changes, and something of that nature. It would be highly advisable once you put that together to have a lawyer look at that for you so that you can make sure that the language is right. Remember what Byron King over at the association properly says all the time. You've got to be careful about the unauthorized practice of law. And when you start to use that much punctuation in something, it probably rises to that level. So it would be a good idea to let your closing attorney take a look at it and go, yes, you properly brought this contract back to life. So I hope that helps everybody out. Don't forget this podcast this week that we did is very good. It's on MLS, a bunch of frequently asked questions that everybody has about MLS. And so that's a good one. And then coming up next week, I'm going to have a fantastic podcast with an Inman Connect speaker. This guy speaks all over the country. I believe that even Tom Ferry's a big fan of his. So it's going to be a really good podcast next week for you as well. So save some of it for you so you have to tune in to see who I'm talking about. All right. Hope you all have a great weekend. Take care.